Hi, this is Dr. Johnny Liu, and today we're going to answer some more Medicare questions. So this is one of the questions that comes up a lot. It's a question that sounds simple, but has a lot of nuances to it. And it's a question that bugs me a lot because so I'll just get to the question, which is original Medicare better than Medicare Advantage? Right? The age-old, which plan is better for me? And so recently I was on a podcast on a TV station, and they asked me the same question. And the answer always feels like a cop-out because it's always taking a step back and saying, how we advise our clients is don't start with, which plan is better. Always start with, what are your needs? And I know that sounds obvious, but it's one of those things where a lot of people, especially the smartest people that we talk to, they understand, but they don't apply. So the first step to understanding what plan is the right plan for you is simply by asking yourself, what are your needs from 3 categories? The first because your brain thinks 1, 2, 3, many. And so keeping it to just 3 makes it easy to digest. So the first is, who are your doctors or providers that you go see? Second is, what medications do you take? The third is, what are some unique situations that you have? Such as, are you living in multiple states? Do you get care outside of the country? Do you go see perhaps a doctor that's not covered by insurance? Do you have a unique medical condition where you're only going to be able to get treatment experimentally? So those are all the things to consider before diving into what plan is going to be right for you. And also, so knowing those 3 categories will help you really narrow down, okay, well, these plans have my doctors, these plans cover my medications, and then these plans will cover me in those special scenarios. And then depending on my budget, these plans are affordable to me. So from a Medicare perspective, we have Medicare Advantage plans, which are these all-in-one plans administered by a private insurance company. The benefit of Medicare Advantage is that typically it's a lower monthly cost. So oftentimes these plans have no additional premium on top of Part B, which means for this year, you're paying roughly about $185 a month, and then that's it. And then the trade-off is that these plans do have copays when you go to the doctors. A lot of them have a maximum out-of-pocket somewhere in that $5,000 to $6,000 range, which means if you have a really, really catastrophic year, you could pay up to $5,000, $6,000 out of pocket. These plans will typically include some extra benefits, which are, like gym memberships and vision, although we don't know how long these things are going to stick around. So, and oftentimes, folks are on a very limited income, so that's all they could afford, or maybe they have lower income and they qualify for state assistance through Medicaid, in which case Medicare Advantage is going to be the options to consider, because Medicare Advantage plans are the options to consider because that's all that fits within your budget. And then on the other side of things, it's Medicare Supplemental plans, which are higher cost. It's going to be roughly about an extra $2,000 to $3,000 a year, but it's going to allow greater flexibility. Go to any doctor that takes Medicare in the entire country, very low out-of-pocket expenses, and a lot of times folks with higher income will say, this is going to be a better bet for me because it gives me greater flexibility. I don't have to worry about things changing every year. I can afford the premiums, and I'm going to be able to see who I want to see and have very low out-of-pocket expenses should there be a catastrophic event. And that's really how we advise our clients. There's no right or wrong answer, and definitely take your friend's advice with a grain of salt. We have so many times when people will just come in and say, I have a friend that did this and they loved it. Well, your friend's situation might not be the same as your situation, or your friend might live in a different state where things aren't available. And so you really have to, again, start with your situation, start with the 3 categories, your doctors, your medications, and special scenarios, and then from there, work backwards. And once you do that process, you find that it will be relatively simple to narrow down your options to 1, 2, or maybe no more than 3 options to consider that will really fit your needs.